As the globe prepares to mark World AIDS Day tomorrow, the National AIDS Control Council is raising concern over high rates of untimely death among young people.
We had about 100,000 new infections. We cannot continue to have those numbers of new infections and control our epidemic. We also know that we were or have not been able to address stigma and discrimination. People living with HIV, about 45%. The stigma index says 45%. Of stigma and discrimination.
Council Director Eunice Nduku, who led scouts in a tree planting exercise at Kibera in honor of the opening of the world's first memorial garden for young people, also called for action around the present international theme of getting to zero.
We had about 100,000 new infections. We cannot continue to have those numbers of new infections and control our epidemic. We also know that we were or have not been able to address stigma and discrimination. People living with HIV, about 45%. The stigma index says 45% of stigma and discrimination.
Nduku reiterates that there is need to ensure there are zero infections and zero AIDS-related deaths. United Nations AIDS Country Director Dr. Jantain Jacobi, however, called for concerted efforts to end the disease from all stakeholders.
Young people, the children, the adolescents are critical because we have failed them. We have failed to ensure that they can protect themselves against HIV infection.
According to the World Health Organization, Sub-Saharan Africa accounts for almost 70% of the global total new HIV infections. World Health Organization also documents that by mid-2015, 15.8 million people living with HIV were receiving antiretroviral therapy globally. In the Sustainable Development Goals 2015, the world has agreed to bring to a halt the spread of HIV/AIDS by 2030. Kenyans will join the world in marking World AIDS Day tomorrow at City Stadium in an event to be graced by First Lady Margaret Kenyatta. Marion Kanari, Channel 1 News.